Hi guys, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. So today I am here with my October reading wrap up. I read 11 books in October. I read 3 full-length novels. I read 4 poetry collections and 4 picture books. So without much further ado, let's get into those books. So I shall start with the full-length novels that I read, and the first one that I started reading in October was October's pick for Sykes and Savage Book Club, which is hosted by Simon Savage and Melanie Sykes. This is Bone China by Laura Purcell. This I loved. It's very dark, it's very gothic. It tells 2 stories in conjunction with one another. It kind of flip-flops back 40 years in the past and then back to not the present because it's set in the past. It tells the story of Hester Why, who is our contemporary character at the time that the book is taking place. And then she is a lady's maid, and she has come to a house in Cornwall called Morveran House. And that house has secrets, and it's dark, and it's foreboding, and yeah, you find out that, you know, the house and the inhabitants have a past. It jumps back to 40 years previously, and Louise Pinecroft, the lady of the house, who Hester Why is the lady's maid of in the future, her father is a doctor, and he is hell-bent on discovering a cure for consumption. And there are mention of fairies and pixies and mermaids, and it's just very dark, it's very gothic. The writing is poetically beautiful, and I adored this. I do feel though that the ending was very abrupt, and there was a few things left what's the word I'm looking for? Unresolved. And that kind of made me think that there may be, the author may be leaving it open to a sequel. But at the same time, because of what happens to one of the main characters at the end of this, that kind of might not be possible, but it kind of has that kind of vibe about it. I really liked this. This was brilliant. So the next one that I read in October is a book that I have done a full review for on my channel, and I read this as part of Backlisted Book Club, which is hosted by Julie over at The Hungry Bookworm, and that was Flowers on the Attic by Virginia Andrews. This was dark, grubby, salacious and uncomfortable, confronting, but the writing was beautiful, and I loved this because of the hell that the characters go through and the hell that they're put through by people who are supposed to love them and care for them. Yeah, I hated it to the point where I've actually bought the sequel and hope to read that sometime in the future. But yeah, I will link my review to this book down below. Go and check that out. So the next book that I read was for #ChristieFest, which is hosted by Julie over at The Hungry Bookworm and Lil from Lil's Vintage World. And it was A Murder is Announced by Agatha Christie. This was a reread for me, and I absolutely loved this. A notice is put into the newspaper, and it says that a murder will take place at a certain time in a house in the village, and everybody just happens to drop by with an excuse, but it's because they've seen the ad in the newspaper. Typical Agatha Christie. There are so many red herrings. It's all about money, murder, family secrets, and just awesome. This is one of the few Miss Marple novels that I have read, and I love it. And it's a book that I think I'd probably reread again and still find more clues that I missed first and second time round. Because reading it the second time, I picked up on so much that I missed the first time round. And that's a thing that I love about Agatha Christie's writing. It's so multi-layered, and there are things that you notice on a reread that you didn't necessarily see or understand the first time round, and it's just brilliant and I love it. And I could talk all day about Agatha Christie, but I won't because you might get bored. So the next lot of books that I read were poetry. I adored this one. This is Owls, and it's by various authors, and it's prose, it's poetry, and each poem, each piece of writing is accompanied by the most gorgeous pieces of artwork that depict owls. And who doesn't love an owl? And especially as I read this during the latter part of October, sort of spookiness, Halloween vibes, and I just loved it, and it's gorgeous. I got this from Sussex Downs bookshop. Their Instagram page is amazing. I will link it down below if I can. So yeah, Owls by various authors. So the next three, I didn't gel with these. I have Soft Sift by Mark Ford. I have Landing Light by Don Paterson, and I have Soho by Richard Scott. Now these are all Faber poetry collections. I think I described Landing Light, as tripe in my Goodreads review of it. It may have been this one actually, I can't remember. I didn't like these, they weren't good. This was overtly sexual, very uncomfortable read, and I didn't enjoy it. Landing Lights, I don't even remember what it was about, I just didn't like it. And Soft Sift, yeah, these were very forgettable, very unenjoyable for me personally. But yeah, so yeah, and there's dogs barking. The next books that I read were from a collection that I absolutely adore, and I'd love to collect every single one of them because they're just so beautifully put together. They are the Little People Big Dreams series. So the first one that I read was Captain Tom Moore. We all know who this amazing, incredible gentleman is. He raised in excess of £32 million for the NHS during the coronavirus lockdown in the UK by doing laps of his garden to celebrate his new hips and his new knees, and also to celebrate his 100th birthday. An absolute inspiration of a human being, and this book is beautiful. There was one certain part in this that I found so poignant. Now, Captain Tom Moore was in the army or the Air Force during the Second World War, and afterwards, him and his comrades, he arranged every year a reunion meal, and the picture up here is early on in that arrangement, and then as time goes on, less and less people are there. And I just found that so poignant because clearly his friends are passing away and it's only him that's left. But this was just incredible. I loved this. My favourite picture in this book was when he goes off to the war and he's getting on the warship and he's saying goodbye to his parents. I just thought that was beautiful. I loved it. Just gorgeous. The second one of these that I read was in honour of Black History Month, and it's Rosa Parks. In fact, all the final three books are in honour of Black History Month. So Rosa Parks, she was made famous because of the bus boycott that she started, and she fought for equal rights for Black people. I wasn't aware that she had to move away from her hometown because of the unrest that her activities caused. This is just a gorgeous piece of art as well. Let's see. So this is her saying, "No, I will not move," when she's asked to by the bus driver, and she just says no. She was arrested. She was put in jail for a night, and then yeah, it started a year of the bus boycott. The next one was Muhammad Ali, and obviously he is, or was rather, a boxer. He started to fight after his bike was stolen when he was 12 years old, and he said that he wanted to fight the boy who stole his bike, and the policeman said, "No, you better learn how to fight first." And then he became Muhammad Ali, as we know and love. I'm trying to find the very famous quote. "I float like a butterfly and sting like a bee." So people said that the sort of poetic things he said to egg on his opponents were like trash talking, but they were actually really poetic and quite beautiful. And that's one of the most famous ones that he came away with. And just the use of colour and the artwork here is just beautiful, and I adore it. And the last book that I read in October is another one of these beautiful Little People Big Dreams, and this is Martin Luther King Jr. I wasn't aware that he was actually involved in the bus boycott with Rosa Parks as well. So a children's picture book taught me something important, and I think that's just astounding. These books are just amazing. The artwork in here, I mean, this is him delivering his "I Have a Dream" speech in Washington, and it's just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. These absolutely awe-inspiring human beings in these books are just incredible, and obviously Tom Moore as well. So that was what I read in October. 11 books, 3 full-length novels, some poetry that I just didn't gel with, apart from the owls. I loved that. That was beautiful. I think that's a book that I would reread again. And my Little People Big Dreams that I do want to collect all of. And there's lots, but they're just beautiful. I look forward to November and what I'm going to read during my birthday month. I turned 34 this month, so yes, I have 2 weeks off from work over that time, and I plan to do not very much but read. But anyway, I'm blabbering on. I shall let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye bye.